Hello, welcome to Texture Myth. In this session, we will learn about batch debugging process. So what we will do here, I have created one program. So basically what we are doing in this program, we are doing the addition of two numbers. So instead of directly compiling it and putting it into the debug process, what we will do, we will submit this program as a job, and then later we will debug that job in a batch. Okay. So let's see the process. So before we start to discuss about the batch debugging process, let me tell you the few things that we require before our batch debugging. So whenever we are submitting any job, we need two or three things that is useful for submitting a job. So the first one is job queue. So job queue is a let you can assume that job queue is a place where we will submit our job, and it will be there until or unless it is completed, and once the time is assigned to that particular job, then it will get completed. Okay, so this is job queue. Another thing we required is job D, which is job description. Okay, so these two things we require for a batch debugging or for submitting a job. Now, as we are using pub400 account, so it provides us job queue as well as job D. So mainly it assigns some job queue and job D with our user profile. So let's see what is the default job D and job queue for us. So for that you have to run one command, work job. Once you hit enter, it will take you to this page. Here you have to take option 2 for display the job definition attribute. So this is my profile. My username is Sharmit. So here my default job description is Sharmit, and job queue is also Sharmit, because when we submit the job, it will take directly from the job D. So automatically it will take the Sharmit as a job queue as well as job D. Here there are they have set some priority on the job, so it is 5, and all the other informations are there. Okay, so mainly we are going to we are saying only that we are going to use this job D as Sharmit and job Q as also as a Sharmit. So these are the things that we should know before we start the before we submit any kind of job. So now we will submit the job. So to submit the job, what you need to do, you have to run one command, that is SBMJOB. Okay, after that you have to press F4. Now here you can run the command. So my command will be call addition, where addition is my program name. After that you have to assign your job name. So my job name will be test job. Okay, and here you have to specify your job D. So you can create your own job D also, but for now we are using only the job D that is assigned to our user profile, because in pub400 we are not allowed, or we don't have authority to create the job D. So we are directly using the assigned job key or default job D. So my default job D will be Sharmit, so it is taking from my user profile, so it is, we will keep it as it is. And below we have to specify the job queue. So my job queue is also the default job queue that is assigned to my user profile. So what it will do, it will pick from the job D. So whatever the job D is here, it will refer that, and for the job queue also. Okay, so mainly we need to provide these two options, job queue and job D. But if you are using your own job queue and job D, then you can put your job D name and library name, job queue name and library name. Okay, but for now we are directly taking our default job queue and job D. Fine. After that you have to press F10 function key and just do page down. Page down three or four times. Once you press page down, you will see one option over there. This is hold on job queue. So here we have to change it to yes, because we want to hold our job. Why? Because we need to debug that. If it is executed completely, then how we will debug that? So to just to perform the debug process, we will keep this as a hold. So after setting it a yes, now you are good to hit enter. So once you hit enter, it will submit it. The job is submitted. So my job number is this, username is this, my job name is this. Submitted to the job queue Sharmit. Why it is Sharmit? Because it is at the time of submitting a job, we are referring it from the job D, and my job D name is Sharmit. So automatically my job queue name is also Sharmit. So now we have submitted our job to job queue. Fine. So now you have to run one command, that is work job queue and your job queue name. So my job queue name is Sharmit, and just hit enter. So here we can see that one job is there whose priority is this, job number is this, submitted by this user, and job name is this. And here you can see the status of the job is hold, because we have already make it star yes to hold this job. Fine. Now what you need to do, you have to take option 2 here and copy these information. So information is job name, user, and job number. So once you copy it, take F3. Now we have to start the service job. So how we will start that? You have to run one command, STRSRVJOB. Then take F4. Here you have to paste all those information that we have copied by taking option 2. So I have pasted that and just hit enter. So our service is active. Now next step is we have to run the STRDBG command and follow the same step we do for at the normal debugging, so or interactive debugging. So here you have to put your program name. My program name is addition, my library name is Sharmit1, and then you have to make it as star yes update production files and OPM source level. Fine. And then just hit enter. So this step is same as we do in normal debugging. So after starting the service job, you have to run this step, and it will take some time, and then it will take you to the debugging screen. But the only difference is here is that here we will not be able to put the breakpoint. So if I run the command br1, so it will not allow us to set the breakpoint. Okay. So but we will see like how we can put the breakpoint here. So for that you have to take option F3. Fine. So as this job is on hold, so now it's the right time to release this job, because we have set the debugging, and now we just release this job, and then our program will came into the debugging mode. So for releasing this job, you have to take option 6, that is release, and just hit enter. So this screen will come. Here it shows start service job. It will show the job name, username, job numbers. Okay, so it is released from the job queue. It shows that it is released from the job queue. Now if I press enter, it will complete my job, or my job will execute it successfully. But I want to take this into debug, so you for that you have to take option F10. So I will press F10, and here you have to run one command, that is dsp mod src. So this command we use to let's say if you forgot to take the if you forgot to set the breakpoint, then you can use this command to again go back to your debugging screen. So we are using this for the same purpose. So here you can write this bsp mode src and then hit enter. Now here you can put your breakpoint. So I have set breakpoint on line 1 and line 5. Now just press F, F. Here you can press F. You can take F3 and then take F3 again. So you will again came to this screen, and here now you can press enter to execute your job. So once I hit enter, it will take me to the debugging screen. So now the process is same. You can take F10 for the step, and you can check your values by taking option 11, F11. Okay. And so now the normal debugging we can do here by taking all these options as per the requirement. And now press F12 to complete this. So once you press F12, it shows job this is completed normally on this date at this time. Okay. So our job is completed, and you will receive one message like this: job being serviced ended. So we are done with the debugging, batch debugging. So now it's time to close our debug. So we will write end dbg. After that, you have to end your service to end SRV job. Okay. So right now it is showing as release, but because it is not refreshed. So once you press F5, it is refreshed, means no jobs here because it is executed successfully. So my queue is now empty again. So fine. So these are the all steps that we need to perform for a batch debugging. Firstly, we have to run one command, that is submit job. Here we have to put the job queue or job d name. Then you can, and also we have to hold the job. After that you can go to work job queue command with your job queue name, and then you can copy your information from by taking option 2 job information, and then start your service job. After that you can start your debug, and then just release the your job. And after releasing the job, you can take take the command dsp mod src to set the to again go back to your screen to for setting the breakpoint, and then you can perform the normal debugging steps. So these are the basic steps. So mainly in this session we have discussed how we can perform the batch debugging, but in upcoming session we will discuss in more deep, like how we can create our own job d, our own job queue. Okay, so that we will discuss in upcoming session. So for this it is for this session we are good with the debugging process, and now we know how to perform the batch debugging. So yeah, that's all for this session. Thank you for watching Texture Method.